Okay guys, this is our culprit here. This is our big old gobbler. He kept leading everybody off and dragging them way off in the woods and stuff like that. He would not abide by the rules here at Deep South Homestead. All the other gobblers seem to stay up here, but this one particular one wanted to lure everybody off into the woods. And as usual at Deep South Homestead, when you don't abide by the rules, you go to freezer camp, and that's where he's headed. 13 pounds. This is our rabbit butchering place. Not intended for turkeys, but we're going to use it for that. We have a lady who wants to get some turkey feathers from us. She watches our YouTube, and she'd asked if we send her some to teach kids how to make quills, which are writing pens. And we are going to be doing a little bit of different techniques, so we're going to try to save some of these for her. We're not dipping them in this. We ain't dipped the bird in no scalding water and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try a little bit different technique of taking these feathers off so that we can get them to this lady in pretty decent shape. Now we'll wash them probably, but I want to see if I can get them off without damaging them so that she can use them for these kids. Usually you can come inside an animal right in here. If I can get this one to do it, I don't want to damage them. I'm having to be very careful. Let me see if I can get some of these small feathers out of the way where I can see. I don't want to actually damage the I'm trying to there's a technique you can use. I've used it many times to take these feathers off. I'm trying to do it without damaging them. I make sure I'm away from the bird. Okay. We want to try to get these to her. If at all possible, without ruining them. Okay, we can get on this side, pull these few feathers out right here, and plus this will make it easier on us when we're skinning the bird out here. We ain't got all these big old long feathers. We may damage a few, but I think for the most part we're going to be able to get these off of here. I think we got most of them without damaging them. I do this a lot on chickens and stuff when I'm trying to save them. For people like making arrows for feathers for arrows, stuff like that. And this is what, believe it or not, this can be used for Indian headbands. Go. Ta-da! Another one on the other side. And people always wondered how they made those. This is all new right here now. We're just trying to save different parts of the bird, different people want them. So we're like trying a little bit of different technique. We're going to get the other one done. We got both legs exposed now. we're going to try to work our way across the abdomen here without actually cutting into it. Right at the bottom of the breastbone. Once we get there, then we can start pulling down and exposing that part of it. Some of that loose now. I'm going to try to get the tail feathers off of him, because we don't actually save anything back here. See if I can get all these feathers out and around his vent here. We're probably just going to cut this whole end off here, because it's really just an oil gland that I think they call it a pineal gland or something like that. There we go. Got that cut off. Now this turkey was in bad shape. His tail feathers, we probably won't be able to get many of them to use, because he had just wore them off. He's a young turkey, just a Jake. I don't know that any of these will actually be usable for anything. That's why we was going to try. There might be a few on the end out here that might be usable right there to make a quill out of. We got a couple of feathers on this one here that's probably okay. I'm going to pull them out. There might be able to make a small quill out of that. We'll be trying to pick out the ones that's decent. That there seems like it's in a little better. I don't want to destroy it. There we go. Alright, we're going to try to get some of the skin from back around his vent here without cutting into his cavity. Take a little bit of time. I'm just trying to be careful, careful, careful. I could cut it a lot faster, but I'm trying to barely let the knife touch it. Barely, I mean. So as to not get in the vent area. Once I get beyond all this, I don't mind it so much, but because I don't want the bacteria off the vent getting onto the meat. That's why I'm kind of... And turkeys have an excessive amount of leaders and stuff like that around their legs and back ends and stuff like that. That's one reason I'm being kind of a little bit cautious with it around that area, because it's very difficult. Now if it had been a wild turkey, I wouldn't have kept nothing but the breast and the legs. That would have been a completely different technique, which takes about 2 or 3 minutes to do. But you can see all these leaders and stuff like this that these turkeys have. You have to kind of work around that stuff, and then once you get beyond a certain point, I want everything to fold down away from the meat. All the feathers and everything to stay away from the meat is what I'm trying to make sure happens, and not fold back up on the meat. And catfish skin and pliers are the best for stuff like this. Once you get to a certain point, you can almost pull it down. I'm trying to be very careful, because in a minute I'm going to have to just work on the back of it. See if I can spin it around here and kind of show you a little bit about. This is what it looks like from behind. I'm going to try to lock one of the legs, and that way he'll stay there. I'm trying to very carefully cut around. This is your worst part of the whole bird right back here, to actually deal with. Because the skin is so close to the meat. But once you get it done, It's just like skinning any other animal at that point. I'm trying to be very careful not to let this knife, because I'm barely touching this bird. Because I want everything to fold away from the bird. As with any other animal, anywhere, the back end of it where all your feces is at and all that kind of stuff, that's where you have to be your most cautious at. See, like a little thin piece of skin right there is trying to hang on. And now I don't know if I'm quite there yet or not, but I'm fixing to see. Not quite. We've got all these little leaders and stuff like this that's turkeys are a lot harder to do than chickens this way. Chickens can't pull right off. These turkeys is. And I'll tell you, this turkey's been free range. Let me bring that out. This turkey's not been pinned up his whole life. He's been free range, so his breast is not going to be all pumped up. He's just been totally free range, eat grass, eat bugs, whatever he found out in the fields and the wild. Now he got a little bit of feed along to put him back up in the pen at night, but that would be the extent of his feed. You can see his meat is as dark red as a wild animal is. He actually, to be honest with you, he resembles a wild turkey. One thing I might note, that if the bird is warm, now I'm just taking my time because we're on camera here and I want to make sure everything looks decent. As long as that bird is still warm and you kill him, the hide will just slip right off of him. But now that he's getting cold and rigor mortis is starting to set in, you can see his skin is dry. He's done dried off, so it makes it a lot harder. Now I'm fixing to cut this skin right here. So it's at, because we're at a wing. In order for me to get around this wing, I have to be able to cut the skin at the wing. I'll probably do the same thing over here. I'm going to come right here. Get that, quit rolling back on me. Keep it all flipped over. Having to touch this bird so lightly till I don't want to cut something I'm not supposed to be cutting. Okay, once we get these wings kind of halfway skin off like that there. Now the wings, we just use them for broth. We'll put them in a pressure cooker and pressure cook them, pull all the meat off the bone, and then we'll add the meat back to the broth and we'll can it for using other ways. And then I just continue working my way down. See if we can get a hold of the skin, because the skin a lot of times will pull off the wings fairly easy. It's not that difficult. You have to be careful because sometimes the meat will catch with it and want to pull. And that's what I'm trying to do, is make sure that we don't lose any more meat off the bird than we absolutely have to. That's a lot better. Our final cleanup will come once we get the bird down and get him all skinned out. We'll go back and take any feathers at that point off. Just trying to be easy with him now. Trying to make sure all the feathers are down in the bucket. Y'all see me keep throwing my knife up here like that. This is a tool magnet that come from Mac Tool Company. I've had it for probably 40 years, I reckon, maybe. It's been in our family for a long time. It makes a great tool for holding a knife. You just throw it up there and let go of it. The shears, they stay up there. It's an excellent way to keep tools out of your hands, and you're able to just reach and grab them again. Now, my bucket's kind of low is one reason I'm having to be kind of cautious here. I'm just taking my time, trying to pull this off of his neck, because we save the neck for stock and stuff like that. I'm trying to go ahead and get rid of the windpipes and all that stuff to just go with it when it comes off. He's got a big old neck, I know that. Get rid of all these leaders. We'll wash and clean all that up afterwards. There we go. Still don't have any blood on my hands. So we feel like that's been good. Now we'll go back. We will clean this bird up. Get rid of some of the little detail stuff on him here. There we go. Now we're going to cut into the vent and see if we can't get some of that out of there, because he's dried off nice and dry. I always like at this point to wash my hands before I actually go to start handling anything inside him, because the feather in the skin does have bacteria on him, and he is completely dry at this point.